Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Purpose in the Youth podcast with your favorite bearded man, the one, the only Bobbbaaaay. Today I'm sitting across from my man Dylan Reese. What's up, brother?
Hey.
Hey.
I don't know how you're already laughing.
I don't know either. This is going to be a fan Q&A podcast. Thank you for doing this today.
AKA, this has nothing to do with me, so don't worry.
No, nothing to do with Dylan Reese. He's just here to...
I'm just the moderator.
Yeah, he's the moderator, and it's going to be helpful instead of me just sitting in front of... I did this before. I did this in the garage in front of the white wall, and it was awkward because I just set up the camera and I just talked to it by myself for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And I figured this might be. I know I didn't even tell you. I just posted you in the Instagram caption. Yo, Dylan Reese is gonna pick the questions.
I was working on a song. I got a notification said, "Hey guys, I'm about to do a podcast. Dylan Reese is about to pick the questions." And I said, "Oh, word."
Well, my thought was that either you were gonna sit down like today, which I thought was gonna be dope, or two, I was just gonna have you pick the questions, and then I was gonna set up shop again in the garage by myself. But I figured this would be.
I don't mind doing it. It's fun.
Yeah. I mean, why not? A little content for the boys.
Couple bros.
Couple bros broing out.
Couple dudes being guys.
Also, too, just knowing that of all people, you know me the most, so that you can push maybe the question a little bit further, or I figure this would just help bring out the best content. So,
no doubt.
Without further ado,
I'll send you the invoice.
Thank you, man.
For my time.
I really appreciate it. These are coming straight from Instagram. I posted something up on Monday saying if you have any fan questions or things you want to know about Bobbbaaaay, the bearded man, drop it in the comments below. I asked for 10. I think we got 14 comments. 3 of them are probably going to get thrown out. So however
One of them was me. So
yeah, one of them was you. One of them was the...
And it said, I just want the world to know that I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah.
So...
One was the hashtags that I put up, so now we're at 13. Like, we're just not...
And one was a reply to me that was crying emojis.
100%. So we're lucky if we even get seven actual questions. But let's get into it.
Hopefully we drop some knowledge with the content.
Yeah, hopefully Dylan drops some gems, too, along the way, dude. I don't want this to just be me talking. I want some Dylan Reese knowledge, too.
Also, I just want to put out a disclaimer for your lovely audience that... I'm a goddamn professional, and I would never have my phone out like this in an interview, but you told me to do this so I can read the questions. So don't think I'm just some guy.
He doesn't give a shit. He's just sitting here in front.
Pulling up.
Yeah.
I'm texting. I'm talking to my mom. Yeah, Bob, so what's it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, answer this question.
No. This is research.
Yes.
This is work-related for the moment, so...
You have your phone on Do Not Disturb, airplane mode.
No, I don't.
All the business calls are getting redirected to the invoice.
I might pick up if someone calls me.
Oh, okay.
But I'm looking at the Instagram comments. So
Instagram comments.
Just so anyone knows. And we're on Instagram Live.
And Instagram Live. Shout out to IG Live. Woo-woo! For the probably 3 people that are in there right now.
Hey.
Maybe 5 if we're lucky. But it's Sunday afternoon, so...
All right, so you want me to just get into this?
Let's get into it. I honestly, so I looked at the questions a couple days ago, and then I just haven't looked because I want it to be as real, authentic, and right off the rip. So, fire whatever we got.
All right.
Give a shout out to the name too if you can. I know sometimes the Instagram handles might be difficult, but
we got a question from. We'll start out. We'll ease into this. We're not going to go too crazy.
Okay.
We'll start out with Cam and Follower.
Shout out to Cam and Follower.
Weird ass name, but shout out to you. The question was, do you still golf?
Do I still golf? I haven't probably picked up a club in... I think that's Cam from... He was actually on the golf team when I was a senior in high school. He was a freshman. So shout out to you, Cam, if you're listening. I do not golf anywhere near as much. In high school, it was dope because we just got to golf 4 days a week for free, Monday through Thursday after school. I don't think we ever had practice on Fridays. And that was dope. I wasn't the greatest golfer, and it was really just a hobby. My homies were on the team. Shout out to Louis Lake. Shout out to Alex Aguirre. Shout out to a whole bunch of other kids on the team. But, yeah, no, after high school, I kind of got out of it. Golf is an expensive-ass sport.
It is.
Like, you got to have
pay
money
every time you want to play.
You got to pay every time you want to play. You got to have time. Even if you want to go out and play 9 holes, that's 2
few hours.
Yeah, it's at least 2 hours, 2.5 hours. The amount of balls that I was losing going into the woods.
Well, that's
water.
That's your own problem.
Well, yeah, but still, it added up. You know what I would do? Dude, this is so bad. I'd go to the driving range and just take out like 10 balls. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Pay like $6.
Totally.
What was the place by our house?
Annie's.
Go to Annie's, pay $6, pick out 6 Titleist balls, the nicest balls they had in the bunch, and then hit the rest of them.
Just let them rip, dude.
Yeah, it was so bad. But I really haven't played that much anymore. I know Steve.
I have a strong feeling that when you're like 60, 50, and you got money coming in, everything's fine.
100%. I'm back.
You're gonna be out there on the greens.
100%.
One glove.
You know what the best thing about the golf though? It's the only sport you can drink and play.
That's true.
That's amazing.
You could drink and play basketball, but it wouldn't last too long.
That definitely wouldn't last too long. There's too much running around. There's too much up and down.
No, yeah, it's true.
Honestly, I haven't played. Yo, this is crazy too. I haven't played a actual game of basketball since that time Steve got injured when we first moved to LA.
That was like almost 2 years ago.
Almost 2 years ago. Because that night he got injured, I ended up, man, I pulled something in my back, and I knew, I was like, if I keep pushing this, because I've always had a shitty lower back, and to me, I can't do that, like, run up and down the court and quick turn.
Yeah.
I can do lifts.
The thing is, basketball shape is a different type of shape.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what.
Yeah.
You could run every day, but still play basketball and hurt yourself because it's different movements. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, even right now, like, I'm not in shape.
Yeah.
But I'm in basketball shape. I'll always be in basketball shape because I play basketball all the time.
Yeah, you're a shooter.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm nice.
Like, I can go play ball all day.
Yeah.
But, like, if I had to go run 5 miles, I'll be fucking...
Yeah.
Be shot.
I think it's just, you got to know your body. And that's why I really will probably not play basketball like that ever again. Even though.
So the answer to this question is no.
Yes.
All right.
So back to Cam's
I don't know how we got
answer,
to where
how
we're
we
at.
got to basketball. But I don't play golf anymore. So maybe one day, Cam.
Another tidbit on this. I do remember we had some good times playing mini golf.
Great times.
Me and you versus your dad and your sister.
Yeah, like is this Wells Beach days?
Maine.
Yeah, Maine. Shout out
on
to
vacation.
Maine. Yeah,
you used to whoop their ass.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Those were good old times. I think my father would always place bets, and then he would either pull the bet or you would win, and he'd just be like, "All right, we're good."
He would just have to buy us dinner.
Yeah.
Which he was gonna do anyway. Let's be honest. We were like 16.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It didn't really matter.
He was like, "Yeah, I'll get you guys ice
mini
cream."
golf is fire though. I will
is.
never give up on mini golf, but regular golf, unfortunately, I think that's all done for Bobbbaaaay at least.
I agree. All right, let's get into the next question. Here one's a little deeper. This is from DLZ_2. Why can't more people in the industry be more upfront, real, and honest like you are?
Whoa. I remember reading that question. Who was that?
DLZ_2.
Shout out to DLZ. Dude, I don't know. That's a good question. I think it's a mix of paying attention to a lot of Gary Vee's content when I was just getting into this world of social media and putting my name out there, because I definitely wasn't ready for what I mean, I think the key to social media and content is you have to be yourself. You have to be willing to open up about pretty much anything if you want to really grow an audience.
Yeah.
And I think listening to Gary Vee in the beginning and just listening to how authentic and real and a lot of the stuff that he was pushing, it just made me realize I literally don't have another option. It wasn't, to me, it was I need to just scream my truth. That was one thing he always talked about, like, tell your truth, be honest, tell the people the process you're going through, the journey. And that was just that, I don't know, that to me just seemed like the only way to do it. So it's weird. It's like, and I'm sure you see it too. I see people that kind of bullshit online, or they try to put up this facade. That's so short term. And I luckily just understood that from the jump. And I mean, you've understood that from the jump. You have to just be who you are.
Of course.
And double down on that. And I don't care what people think. Like, I kind of like laugh at myself when I'm.
Well, it also makes your content and whoever else's content that treats it that way more relatable to the audience, because most of the time, people that are consuming are, working towards something.
Yeah.
Or are interested in whatever topic, like I do music.
Yeah.
So like some of my audience base is other people that are trying to do music.
Yeah.
And maybe not as far along in their process as me. So if I'm just out here bullshitting, renting cars or doing the weird shit, it'd be a lot easier to be like, oh, maybe I'll never get to where that's at because it seems unrealistic.
Well, and the thing is that,
if I'm just recording in the living room, it's like I could do that today.
Yeah. And then also it's like, say you get to that point where you can afford that stuff. What do you do now?
Yeah.
Because you can afford it. You're better off telling the story of...
And then celebrating it when it's actually real.
Honestly, I was listening Rest in peace to his soul, Nipsey Hussle. I really wasn't somebody who listened to his music a lot, but then obviously now in the media, they're talking about him a lot. Now everyone on Power 106 is playing his music every single day.
Totally.
And one of his most recent songs, I forgot the name of it, but lyrically, I was just listening to it, and I was like, man, this dude really was just telling the story as it was unfolding. It wasn't like some facade, or it wasn't him trying to be somebody he wasn't. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. To me, there has been no other option. I need to tell the truth. I need to be who I am. I need to just scream it out loud. I need to show people every step of the process from the bedroom studio. That's why I even enjoyed having Kirk really from the move to LA, of like all that behind the scenes of it started really with Drama's podcast, episode 84, and then seeing the feedback on that, and also just seeing like, wow, this is amazing that for the rest of my life I can go back and see that moment in time.
Yeah.
It's going to be great to document. So now that's why ever since I've tried to make sure that I show the behind the scenes of all these guests coming in, to show people me welcoming them and bringing them into this bedroom studio, just screaming it out loud and just being proud to be who I am, because I know how this all plays out. I'll have a studio. I'll be doing this full time. All that shit plays out. Charlie Rocket said it in the podcast that we did. It's like, time just hasn't caught up yet. That's all you got to, that's all it is. It's a done deal. Time hasn't caught up yet. And so I just try to be who I am, try to be loud, try to be proud.
You're definitely both of those.
Yeah, definitely loud and proud. And I think, too, just comes from probably growing up in Chicopee, the people I was around, family-wise. I don't know. I feel like Chicopee is just so authentic and real that it rubbed off on me, too, becoming who I am today. Like, even driving around LA all the time, I'm just like, man, I can't even imagine growing up in the city. Like, this is a big city with a lot of shit going on.
Yeah. A lot of expectations.
Rolls Royces, Lambos, McLarens, a lot of material items. People renting shit, buying shit that they don't actually need.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think, I know these people aren't writing in for my 2 cents, but
please.
My point of view on that is, like, I think a lot of people that are in, the industry, whatever you want to say it, whatever industry that we're talking about, I think a good portion of those people, whether they're successful or not, aren't always in it for the right reason. Mm-hmm. So that's why they don't come off as authentic, honest, real, what have you. Yeah. Because they don't care about that. Yeah. They don't care about necessarily telling their story or making an impact. They just want to get to the finish line, or they want the cool parts of this. Yeah. So. Yeah, that's I think people like us like the work and the grind and the times that things don't work out. Yeah. Because then you actually learn, and you get something from it, and you move on to the next piece of it, Yeah.
I really respect, it's kind of going along the same lines of this, Mike Posner. He's on this walk across America right now, and he's really doing it as a challenge to himself of, like, enjoying every...
Sorry, not to cut you off. What type of shoes you wear for that?
I have no idea.
Something sturdy.
I don't even know.
Right,
I wouldn't be surprised if he's not wearing shoes, honestly. Yeah. He was talking about how he's doing this to train himself to just enjoy every single moment, because he's like, if I'm worried about getting to California, so much of this entire thing, I won't make it. It's 3,000 miles away. Yeah, I'm never gonna make it. It's gonna take 7-8 months. I'm gonna mentally fall apart. There's no way I'm gonna make it. And what he's like training himself to do through this is just literally enjoying every single step, every single moment, every mile. Crazy way to do it, I know. And I don't even know why I got on the side tangent of Mike Posner, but it's just about being, I don't know, it's just, yeah. I think the other thing going with the authenticity is just being able to be present and recognize where you are in your life right now. Mm-hmm. Like, I recognize that we're in my bedroom, the bedrudio. I recognize that this is just a stepping stone. I recognize that I'm sitting across somebody that put in the sweat equity. I've seen you do this shit for 10 years with music, and now you're living off the fruits of your labor. Still very early in the game of, like, what you want to your career to be, but it's like, I know how all this shit plays out. So it's just a matter of time. But yeah, it's so hard for me to put that into words, because I've never had another option. Like, I've just been authentic. I've been me. And if you don't like me, see ya, brother.
I feel it.
Yeah.
Let's go with This is from XD Podcast.
Shout out to
I'm
them.
assuming they have a podcast.
I'm 100%.
So this is probably going to be a good question.
This could be a podcast question.
What was the bearded man's life like before the beard?
Before the beard?
Wait. Okay, that question ran me for a loop. Or I just don't know how to read.
Okay, go ahead.
What was the bearded man's life like before the beard did its beard thing to your life?
Wow.
So I'm assuming the same thing I said the first time.
Yeah.
But
I think
just
the
made
first,
it complicated.
The way you said it first actually makes
Jesus Christ, dude.
Jesus.
Shout out XD Podcast.
Dude, I don't even remember.
I do.
Before the beard, before Bobby Burns with the sideburns, when you were lining me up at the
In the basement. $40 clippers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know where to start. I'm just before the beard. I don't know. I just was like me, but much. I don't even know how to answer that. Grew up, played sports.
All right. Let's simplify this. What time did you grow your full beard and keep it?
Chin strap kind of came along.
Like what? 16, 17?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, so let's say 14, 15. What was going on before you
14,
had the beard?
15.
That was before the beard.
Yeah. Like freshman year of high school almost.
Yeah.
Working at Big
Definitely rocking Hollister tees.
Hollister tees, Abercrombie Fitch.
Trying to make out with some girls.
Definitely trying to kiss on some girls. We went to Friendly's quite often. Shout out to Brian B. Avenue, always driving us.
That's a New England restaurant chain, if anyone doesn't know.
Yeah, they should be giving me some sponsor money for that right there.
Yeah, they're all closing down,
Yeah.
so I wouldn't count on
I
it.
probably should give them some money. Worked at Big Y, so I worked a lot.
Also, a New England grocery store.
Yep.
You got a worldwide audience, Bob. You gotta specify.
Yeah, I forgot. There's a worldwide island.
It's a grocery store.
Yeah, a grocery store.
What did you do at Big Y?
Man, I was the best bagger in the game.
So you were the bagger.
I was the service clerk. I was bagging groceries. I was cashing people
So you
out.
were what they like to say in your bag from an early age.
I was getting the bag early.
You're part of the bag unit.
I was the bag unit.
Extra paper, dude.
Yeah. And then I worked in the frozen food dairy department too in Big Y.
Ice cold, baby.
Yeah, ice cold. So I was out there stacking yogurts.
So your wrist was froze before the Migos. I'm sorry. This is supposed to be like a serious podcast.
No, it's not. It's not. I was definitely smoother than yogurt, and you're chilling with Bob Hobart, if you know what I'm saying. So that's a Dylan Reese line. Yeah. So your eyes was frozen. Yeah, that's hilarious.
So you were working at a grocery store.
I was stacking bread. I was driving a 1999 Ford Expedition that I bought off my parents for I think $2,500. What else?
A lot of Call of Duty.
Halo 3, video games. What else? I was riding my bike. That was actually at 16. I was just getting a car. So before that, around 14, 15,
I was about to say that, but I didn't.
I was riding my bike around Chicopee with Owen Gagnon, Bobby Skorka. I was running up and down the block of Chicopee, thinking I was hot shit. I'd get out of school, hop on the bike. I remember because Chicopee had two different high schools. We went to Chicopee High. There was Chicopee Comp. So I would get out of school. I'd be with my Chicopee High homies all day in school.
Right.
So then the second half of the day, I'd get back, hop on my bike, meet up with like Owen, all these comp kids, and we go to Ray Ash and kick it there. So it was like the day was split in half. And also, too, all the Chicopee High kids that I was close with, Zach, Alex Segares, Louie, they all lived on Burnett Road. Other side of Chicopee.
Not riding your bike
So I could ride to Owens, which was 3 blocks over, and then we'd go roll around town. So that was super dope. So, yeah, I was just kind of rolling around.
Did you smoke any reefer when you were 15?
15.
I don't know why I just thought of that.
The way you like pondered it, for people that visually saw it, they loved it. But if you couldn't, if you just listened to audio, it was priceless. Definitely smoked the reefer. I think when was the first time? Probably 14.
Beardless Bob hitting the reefer that'd be a great video. That's something you should have documented.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna call the people out that I think I was with the first time. I don't know if that was the first time. I don't remember the first time.
They're probably all in jail.
Yeah, touching the ganja, and I don't want to say somebody's name because their parents are in politics.
All right, well,
you
let's
could
not
probably
do that.
figure that out. So yeah, I definitely had hit the reefer at that time.
All right, Beardless Bob, a lot of video games, riding their bike around the city.
Yep.
Hit ganja from time to time. bag unit.
Yeah. Oh.
Simple times, honestly.
Simple time. Also, I want a little detail. When I was rolling around the city, I always had one headphone in because we would roll around with our iPods, and I was bumping.
You were one of the iPod kids.
100%.
I was the MP3 guy.
Yeah.
$30.
Yeah.
Hit me up.
I was bumping Biggie. That was right when I was really starting to get on the Biggie
Give me
wave.
a loop.
Give me a loop.
On blast.
Hypnotized the whole dude. I thought I was hot shit rolling around.
You're like, yo, I know raps,
yeah,
dude.
Big L. I'm like, yeah, I know this shit. I didn't know anything, but I was bumping it. So yeah, that was a dope time in my life. So that was Bobbbaaaay before the beard.
You could have been listening to Biggie in your headphones, and then some stranger could have hit you with your car, with their car, and they would have said, "Who's Christopher Wallace?" And you'd be like, "I don't fucking know."
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Knowing that to Biggie's
Party and
real
bullshit
name.
too. That was a big one. That was the big one I was bumping a lot.
Party and bullshit.
Yeah.
I was a terror since the public school era.
Yeah.
That shit's fire. Wow.
Dude, before that, the freshman sophomore year of high school before I got a car were classic years.
Yeah.
Great times seeing you miss the bus. That was a story
that's
that
your favorite story,
I'll
dude.
never forget those
I feel
stories.
like you've said that story into this microphone
too many times.
at least three times.
Even when you aren't on the podcast,
You tell that story to people.
I've told this story numerous of times. So I think
Thanks,
people
man.
that listen to the actual podcast, they know the story. But I would see Dylan miss the bus, and then he would try running to the bus, and the bus driver would drive past him.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, it was
So what do you think of the biggest thing that changed when you got the beard? Was it anything directly or probably same shit, just had a beard on your face?
yeah.
Like, did anything change because of the beard? That's a better question.
I mean, I definitely think in the early I can't believe we're talking about the beard. Yo, this shit is so funny. It's really part of the brand now at this point. I think the early years of the beard.
This is what the people want to know.
I thought it was cool because it gave me a couple extra years. You know, when you're 16 and people think you passed for like 18,
Totally.
it's a big difference.
Yeah.
Especially when I got a fake ID at 18
I passed for 18 right now. I'm 26, so I'm barely cutting it.
When I got my fake ID at like 19, it was huge because I was trying to, get the booze at 21.
it was believable.
Yeah. They didn't question it.
Yeah.
I felt so cool, but I think if anything, it was just adding a couple years on me.
Chest hairs poking out.
Definitely couple chest hairs. That was something I was very insecure about when I was like 6th, 7th grade. I was just getting a little couple hairs peeking out.
Yeah.
Definitely felt insecure about it.
Really?
Now I got full chest hair. I don't really care.
I got like 4.
Yeah. It's got 4. I got enough I could pass on you. So yeah. Those are the earliest of the beard.
Good times.
That's a great question.
I really like that question.
I think we should do another podcast we'll do one day. It'll just be beard question or like a beard podcast. We'll interview the beard.
Interesting.
Yeah. See what it has to say.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Trex Braun
Shout out to Trex.
asks, what is one thing you've always wanted to learn? It's a good cue.
What is one thing you've always wanted to learn? Surfing.
Really?
Yeah, I told myself that I would learn how to surf coming out to California. That would be one of the first things I would try. And honestly, you know who's one of the first people I thought I would go surfing with?
Carter?
No, but this is random. That's a good one. This is super random. Ryan Casey.
Ryan Casey. Oh, wow.
Yeah, because he was into surfing. I knew that moving out here. I had always thought that's always been something I wanted to try. I told myself I would try moving out to California, and I still haven't ever got on a surfboard. Really no excuse except we do live 45 minutes from the beach. It's a whole process to go out and do it. That's the other thing. It's if I had somebody hit me up and was like, yo, we're going surfing. Do you want to come? I would be like, well, I've never done it. Can I try? Like I tried snowboarding growing up because my younger cousin was getting into it. And he's like, yo, I'm going snowboarding this weekend. You want to come try it? All right, let me try it.
Totally.
And then I got into it for a couple of years.
You also had a lot more time on your hands.
Much more time. But that was the same thing with golf. The same thing that happened with golf of this is a lot of time and money. It was snowboarding first. A lot of time, a lot of money. It was right when I was starting to work with like Big Y and stuff. So then I just said, all right, I'm out.
Part of the bag unit, dude.
The bag unit. But yeah, surfing. I don't know. I've always wanted to try it, and I know I will at some point. Just waiting for the right opportunity. But yeah, it's something I've always wanted to try.
Were you a decent snowboarder?
Honestly, not bad.
Really?
I picked it up. Yeah, surprising. Very surprising.
Don't take this offensive.
I'm not.
I would picture you falling on your ass.
You know what's crazy? So the first,
I feel like your balance is not
great.
So how the hell are you snowboarding and surfing?
Because I'm I never thought about the serving. I'm not gonna be able to serve.
If you could snowboard, you could probably figure it out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know shit about either, to be honest.
I tried skateboarding when I was younger. Ate it. Got the wind knocked out of me when I was in 5th grade.
I went on a skateboard one day.
Yeah.
And I fell so hard on my face.
Yep.
And I said, all right, I'm just
this
gonna not do this
for me. Yeah.
ever again.
Yep. So I gave up on skateboarding after I ate shit. But snowboarding, I was able to get up and down the mountain without a problem. Once again, I wasn't jumping in the air, doing crazy tricks, doing anything like that.
Yeah.
But surprisingly, I was able to get down the mountain without falling,
that's impressive, honestly.
It's very impressive.
Yeah, I would never be able to do that.
No,
so
yeah.
Props to you.
Yeah, one time, side story, I got to the top of the mountain, my binding broke.
What?
The binding, which is where your feet clip in.
Oh.
So your feet clip into two separate points.
Yep.
And I got to the top, and I went to clip into my back foot, and it was broken. And I literally just got off the lift at the top.
So what'd you do?
I sledded down the entire mountain on the board.
You sat on it?
I sat on it. People were looking at me like, what is this guy doing? And I just slid down the mountain.
That's a bad day.
But the sad thing is I could have gotten back on the lift to go back down, but that to me was like tossing the towel.
Easy way out.
Too easy.
Said, I got up here. I'm going down this mountain
downhill.
one way or another.
I'm going down. I just unclipped, sat down on it like a sled, and there it is. Shout out to Berkshire's, Western Mass. Crushed it. It's a great time. I'm having fun. Hope you are too.
Me too, buddy. When Blonde Kid says, hey, let's get it, baby. Not a cue. Not a question.
Well, shout out to Jeremiah Davis. You won't hear this, but shout out to you, brother.
We got, all right. This is from Multicolored 44.
Oh, big fan.
Apparently this is from an iguana. Out of all the videographers, photographers, and musicians that you've talked to, what's one piece of advice that stuck out to you personally? And how many solid relationships have you built with them after the interview is over? Let's go part one and part two.
Yeah, what was part one?
Part one is, what's one piece of advice that stuck out to you personally from someone on the podcast?
From like the videographers?
Like the guests, whatever.
Yeah.
I think that it just meant,
Yeah. The first one that's actually jumping in my mind, as I can see him looking at me because all the people are looking at me on the board for people that are visually
Dudes and
audio
dudettes.
watching. And I had just said it to you, but Matt Como, he was episode 105. He's a videographer, content creator, visual guy. He had said one thing that stuck out in his podcast, and it wasn't a direct piece of advice, but it was a takeaway, was that he had put in the sweat equity. He's 25, I believe, right now, absolutely crushing it, lives full-time off of his passion, but has been doing it for 10, 15 years. And seeing how successful he was and just hearing him tell the story, that I never really heard. I had heard the term sweat equity, but it was him that it finally stuck with me. And so that kind of advice, indirect advice, was a reminder to me that that's all this is just how long can I keep doing this and staying consistent over a long period of time.
Yeah.
And then what was the second part of that question? The relationship building.
How many solid relationships have you built with your guests after the interview was over? I would say probably all of them.
All of them. Yeah, I mean, all of them. I mean, there's certain ones that I see or I'm in contact more than others for no reason at all. Just we fall in the same circles of people, or I definitely end up, I feel like I stay much more in contact with the visual people, like creators, and then music industry people and entrepreneurs. I don't know. I don't know.
I feel like it's a mixed bag.
It's a mixed bag.
Yeah.
Once again, the
bag unit.
The bag unit. It's definitely a mixed bag. But I think one thing that I'm really good at is establishing. I was talking to an Uber rider about this. I'm very good at establishing the relationship and then letting it marinate and not overstepping. And that's what I think some people think. It's like, oh, you had X, Y, and Z. Like, you can get them to get you that.
You can just call them at any moment and just be like, can you do this, this, and that for me? Like, immediately because we met one time.
There's no better feeling than establishing that relationship. And I know you know this just as well. There's no better feeling than establishing the relationship and then just letting it marinate and then making shit happen for myself. But now they're paying attention to me. Like, how is this kid doing it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
One moment that's really jumping to mind, just because we shouted Jeremiah out earlier. was I did that podcast with Jeremiah in Venice. That was January of 2018. And the question that he asked me.
Sheesh, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, crazy, right? The question that he had asked me at the end of every podcast, I always love the guests to ask me a question. He said, who do you want to get on the podcast? And at the time, I was like, the number one I want to get is Drama. He's like, all right, we're going to make that happen. And I knew that Jeremiah could definitely get me in contact with him because of the circle that he was in.
Yeah.
He didn't directly know Drama,
Yeah.
but he knew like Roy Kramer and just people that were within that circle. And I literally on the podcast, I said, nah, I'm going to find a way. And obviously in the moment we're recording a podcast, he's probably just saying that just to like, I'm going to make it feel, just in the moment saying it. I would never even thought of following up with him after the podcast saying, yo, bro, can you like connect me with that person? But then you fast forward 3 months later, and I did the podcast with Drama, and it felt so good.
And it wasn't through Jeremiah, right?
And it wasn't at all.
Yeah.
I had sent a cold email to Drama.
Yeah.
So it felt so good to me because I had actually made that happen for myself. And, then we were able to take, like, the audio.
And then Jeremiah sees it, and he's like,
how the hell is this kid doing?
This guy executed it.
Yeah, this kid's executing on it.
Yeah. So now he wants to help you do it.
Yeah.
Because it's not like, whatever the next one is. Or with anything, like.
Yeah.
When people watch what you do and see you execute things for yourself, they always want to play a part in that because they know. I mean, it's probably not always consciously like selfish this way. This is going to sound selfish, but it's like if I see you trending upward, right?
Yeah.
And I know you're going to be up here sometime.
Yeah.
I want to be one of the people that plays a part.
Absolutely.
Because then when you're up here, I can be like, I help that happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like if people just see you making stuff.
There was a podcast. It's weird how I remember certain moments. It was with Sabina Gadecki. She's the one that was from Chicopee, Mass. She was an actress in Entourage, really successful, and she talked about a meme that during the podcast of how if you're driving, I know you don't drive, so you don't really get this, but
I got drive though. You dig?
But if you're driving past, and you see it all the time. It's like if you're driving on the road and you see somebody pulled over with their hood up on their car, that means like they're broken down. 99% of the people are not going to stop. They're going to keep driving.
Totally.
If you're driving and you see somebody behind their car pushing, like trying to push the car out of way, I see it happen all the time. People literally stop in the middle of the intersection to get out and help this person because they see they're trying to push.
Yeah.
And she talks about it. She's like, that's literally what this world is like.
That's the difference.
If you see people pushing and trying to put their weight and actually trying to make things happen for themselves, people are going to want to see you succeed. It's the people that are sitting on the side of the road with their hood popped.
Yeah.
Anybody here to help? Can somebody come help me right now?
Just waiting for someone to help.
Just waiting. So I think,
Hold on. Did she make this up?
No, she said she was talking
about
a
to say,
meme. No.
Shout out to her.
No,
she was genius.
I forgot the question I had asked her, but then she said, I actually recently saw this meme, and then she went into detail about it.
No, it's true, though.
I remember that bit.
Damn, so not all memes are bullshit is what you're telling me.
I guess so.
Huh. Interesting.
But yeah, I think that's one thing that I'm most proud of is I've gotten some really big guests, and I think as time has grown.
I mean, dude, you got me right now.
Yeah, I booked Dylan Reese on a Sunday night to clear the schedule to come sit down with the bearded man.
Sitting on the other side of this wall watching the Rockets blow it.
Far commute going across the living room.
Exactly.
But I will say the last thing I will say on that is that one thing I'm most proud of the podcast thus far, 129 episodes in, is that a lot of it has been built off of me trying to get in contact with people and then using one big guest as leverage to get the next big guest as the next big guest and then trying to package and use it's like a domino effect.
It's a snowball.
Once you get one bigger guest, it kind of keeps going. But
totally. That's why I was huge, and I've talked about it recently, but getting George
Nyang.
Yeah. Because huge. That kind of opens the floodgates for
huge
sports. Because who knows who's going to see that or
It's one thing.
Or even you could just go to the next guy if he plays baseball or whatever. Like I had this dude in the NBA.
Exactly. It's one thing to reach out to somebody and say, hey, I'd love to get an NFL player. I'd love to get a professional golfer. It's one thing if I reach out, I'm like, hey, I have this visual content creator. It's like, they might not know
it's like,
who
doesn't have anything
Jeremiah
to do with
Davis
what I'm doing.
They don't know who that person is. But if I'm like, I had somebody, this athlete, then at least it's a starting point.
It's going to make them click it at least.
Yeah.
And give it a thought.
Shout out to Jordan Yang. What a
Yeah.
Shout out to Massachusetts, baby. MA boys, let's go. Shout out to IG Live still over there if anybody's watching.
Totally forgot that was on.
Yeah.
Love it. If anyone's sitting through this, God bless you.
I can see right now nobody's in the live, but I can see there were some comments from earlier. I love it.
It's all right. Andy HD Media wants to know, if you weren't Ubering, what else would you be working on outside of your podcast time?
Oh,
like if you had a different job.
In the beginning, see, I thought the question was going to be, as you started that, if I wasn't Ubering, how else would I be funding this project right now?
That's kind of what that means, I think.
I don't know if it means, well, I'll answer
If you
both.
weren't
I think
Ubering,
it's,
what else would you be working outside of your podcast time?
okay, I'm going to answer both because I don't know. I think it's this. I think it's the second answer. I think is what it's directly asking. The first thing is what scares me the most, and what I remind myself of when I'm driving and I'm complaining to myself about being sick of driving Uber. If I wasn't Ubering right now and I had to pay my bills, what would I do? I don't know, and that scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I would figure it out.
Yeah.
But I feel like the next best thing that I would have to do would maybe be like waitering. Or bartending,
Yeah, dude,
because it would give me
that.
Yeah, I'm a people's person, and also it would give me the daytime to record.
We talked about that one time when we were out to eat,
Yeah,
and I was like,
recently,
bro, you would fucking
yeah,
like
yeah.
I would suck at that so bad.
Yeah, you got to
I
play
would
the game.
be dropping
you have
shit.
To play the game.
I don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
How you're doing today?
I know.
I'm just bringing you your chicken sandwich.
I know.
You know.
Yeah, you got to play the game.
I'm not good at like faking it. Not that you're faking it.
Yeah,
But it's
no,
like,
you do. You have to play the game.
But
though.
you actually probably genuinely care about just random people
Yeah,
you
but-
come in contact with.
I mean, I do. No,
more
listen,
than I do,
and
that
even
probably makes me sound like a horrible person.
No,
but
it doesn't. It doesn't. Even in the Ubers, I hate to say this, but I'm gonna say, I do care about people. Like
yeah, totally.
I'm like locked in the vehicle with them, so I try to just lean into the conversation and
Right.
really try to be empathetic and understand where they're coming from and just
Yeah.
listen to them. But recently, I've been realizing it's like if I actually put the effort and really try to make them laugh or have a good time, they end up tipping me more money. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
so now I'm making more money because I'm making their time.
Also, it's gonna make your workday go by more
it goes-
enjoyably.
yes.
It's gonna go by quicker.
goes by
You'll be
quicker
like,
now.
okay, this is fine. I'm just
Might as well.
It's not just brain dead, just dead
Yeah.
air driving. Like, what am I doing?
Well, the
Like,
thing is
you know?
that you know what I've been doing since we lived in LA is I listen to if I'm not talking to the customer, I listen to podcasts, which blows. I started listening to podcasts because I got the AirPods. Shout out to Apple AirPods gang. What's up? But what's crazy is before we moved to LA, before I had AirPods when I was driving full time in Boston, if I wasn't talking to the customer, I was just in my thoughts.
Yeah, that's I don't
That's
like that.
crazy, bro. When I think about it now, I wasn't listening to podcasts. I was
Yeah.
just driving around, just aimlessly, just
Hours
bumping
of
music,
dead air.
just hours of dead air.
Yeah.
Now I just burn through Joe Rogan. I mean, that's why I love Joe Rogan's podcast. They're super long, and I can hit play, and there's a third of my day of Ubering gone like that.
3 hours straight.
But so that was the first part. The second part answer, it would just be I'd be spending more time creating. And like when I think about what does the next chapter look like, if tomorrow I got a huge check, you're financially, you're good, everything's paid for right now, just create. I would then, the next chapter for Bobbbaaaay would just be daily content, but every day is something different. So I would put out a blog post a week. I put out a group episode a week. I put out a what they don't see a week. I put out an episode a week, a solo podcast a week, and then one or two more things. So the next, outside of podcasting, it would just be more content, and just trying to. I'm really liking the blog. I've only done 4 of them, but I like doing this blog post now where I'm like forcing myself to sit down, write, think things through, read it out loud, go back, edit it, and move things around instead of this. I love this too because it's like I don't have time to overthink. I just have
it's
to.
just a different medium.
Medium.
Yeah.
But it gives me more time to sit through and think things through, and then put that out, and then I sit and read it out loud for people that want to listen to it on audio. And it's surprising because it's doing well. Like YouTube, I'm actually getting like a good amount of thumbs up, a good amount of interactions.
That's dope.
I don't care about number of plays, but just seeing like it's actually getting plays, I'm like, oh wow, people actually want to hear me talk about things. To answer that, it's just really more content, content with a capital C. And I would just try to mix it up and do more.
Yeah, man. I think you made a mistake by not being a waiter for like at least like a year.
Yeah,
just because you would have killed it.
Yeah, I should have tried it.
It's too late.
Because at this point now, I'm not doing that.
There's no point. But it would have.
Unless it's fire. Unless it's a fire spot.
Imagine you just become like the world's greatest waiter. Like you're just like
sign me up.
Career waiter.
Yeah. Yeah.
This one's from Rohan X Creative.
Okay.
What is the one thing that inspires you the most to keep going? As a creative, it gets tough, but there's always some things that put your mind at ease and just help you push through it.
That's tough.
What's the one thing that helps keep you inspired on a day-to-day basis?
There's so many things. I mean, one thing that I've recently started doing in the past month is reading out loud daily goals and daily reminders. Or daily reminders. I said that backwards. One thing that's been helping, there's so many things that I do daily that help me keep me inspired, whether it's listening to podcasts, seeing other people succeed, living in a clear headspace of a house. We talked about this recently a couple of days ago, just how fortunate we are to live in this house. And
it's a game changer,
man. It's super quiet. We're all here just doing our thing. There's no trouble. There's nothing. That's really important. But I think recently what's helped me a lot going into the day with good intention is visualization and saying out loud, what am I working towards? So I have like a list of daily reminders, which range from, don't overthink, be confident, stay humble, be patient. But then also bigger goals. What does 2019 look like for me? What am I reaching for? Well, I'm trying to live full time off of creating. I'm trying to financially be able to live off of things that I love doing, or, healthy wise, what does that look like? Eating clean every day and working out 5 to 6 days a week. So I think, and people, for somebody that's listening, if you really want to see it or try to incorporate in your life, you can go into my website, Purpose in the Youth, go under Bearded Man Thoughts, and then go under the most recent blog post that I put out, which was I wake up at 6 a.m. every day. And I think that is important, because there's times that you wake up and you don't want to do anything, or you just have these, it's like a roller coaster being a creative or trying to chase something that's so much bigger than you, because you can't be on point all the time. And so I think just reading out loud my daily reminders and my yearly goals, saying that out loud is just reminding me of what I'm working towards, and it keeps me motivated. And yeah, I don't know. It's a daily struggle for sure. Yep. Even when we were just sitting on the couch, I'm not gonna lie, there was just, I don't know. Sometimes I've realized that I am my own biggest critic, and my mom has been saying that to me since I was a kid, before I even started podcasting, before I started YouTube.
Before the beard.
Yeah. I have always been my own biggest critic, and I'm just always expecting myself to do so much more, and sometimes that expectation is not good. It's not healthy, because I'll get a lot of shit done in a day.
Yeah.
But I'm like, could have done more. Could have spent that 2 hours doing this. Could have done that.
Which is a good quality to have.
It's a good quality to have, but
it needs to be
balanced.
Yeah, exactly.
It's got to be balanced.
It's got to be dialed into the right temperature.
Exactly. The right temperature.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think just to answer that, there's just so many things. You just have to, from what I pay attention to on social media, I only consume things that are pushing me to keep going. Seeing people within my circle succeed, that fires me up. Eating good, working out, meditating, everything. There's just so many things. It's not, when I say struggle, it's not like the word struggle, you hear the word and you think it's like, it's a daily struggle, but I don't know, I hate
it's a daily effort.
Yes, there it is. It's a daily effort to keep
I'm
going.
good with words, Bob.
No, you're great with words.
Don't mention it.
You should write. Oh yeah,
I already did.
Musician. Yeah, it's a daily effort to keep going, but you have to.
Dude, some people ask me that, not that specific question, but they'll ask me like, "Yo, Is Bob, like, is he good? Like, is he really like this all day? He's just fired up.
People DM you that?
Ready? No, not like random people. I mean, like our homies.
Oh, I got you.
It's like Bob's just like on all day. And I'm like, pretty much.
Yeah.
But it's only because you do all those things that you're just talking about.
Yeah.
Like, I don't meditate or read and shit like that.
Yeah.
And, it's not for everybody. It's just not for me, probably. But also, those little things are probably why you have, like, that extra 15% of energy at the end of or the beginning of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. I feel like you've kind of figured out your formula.
Yeah.
You're starting to, at least.
And that's the beauty of it, is that I even addressed it in that blog post. I wake up at 6 a.m. every day. This is my morning rituals. I'm not here to tell you that this is the game, this is the winner, because everybody's different. You just have to figure out what's your formula. We're like polar opposites, but we're not, in a sense. Like, we both have the same mindsets. We come from the same place, but we essentially live differently, but we still get shit done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it works. It's just understanding what works for you.
At the end of the day, we're going to be on different like schedules and have different processes to get there. But even if I don't see you that day, which happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Just because, if you're up super early and you leave to go Uber, I might get up at 8:39. You're already fucking driving for an hour. I'm working on my stuff. You come back, and then I might be out, or
it's a mix.
I'm going to hoop somewhere or whatever. Maybe I don't see you, right? But I know, and you know, that day we took care of business.
Yeah, exactly.
One way or another.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Which is dope.
Exactly.
And that's why it's dope living in a house like this, because even with Steve, like, everyone's just...
It's also good, too, because we're not bumping shoulders.
Everybody's just on it, dude.
We're not bumping shoulders. We all live a little bit differently.
Well, yeah. If we all woke up at 6 a.m.
Be a problem.
And we're all trying to read out loud and brush our teeth and meditate, it'd be like a fucking robot, first of all.
It would be a problem.
And we'd all be like, dude, why are you trying to meditate in my meditating space, bro?
It would be a big problem. It would be a big problem.
That's too much.
Yeah, no, to me, I prime my day. The first 3, that's one thing I realized for me. Because we even talked about the other day. You are somebody that likes to wake up and start working immediately, which is great.
Totally.
I'm more of, I want to spend the first 2 to 3 hours of the day working on my personal things that you might wait until the end of the day to do. So it's just vice versa. Like, I want to wake up, do this, do that, all about myself.
Because I like to just go.
Yeah.
And then unwind.
Yeah. Respect.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you almost unwind earlier.
Yeah.
Even if it's physically working out, your brain is kind of shut off from your work life or whatever you have to do.
Yes.
And then you work, and then what happens? You come home, and what do?
Go to sleep.
You close your eyes immediately.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious.
Yeah.
You fall asleep in 3 minutes because...
Less than 3 minutes.
It's the opposite.
Yeah.
When I like to chill, like, okay, now I'm going to take 2 hours.
Yeah.
Watch this podcast.
Yeah.
It
is different.
Text the homies back.
I know.
Watch a basketball game.
It's so funny.
Kick it, dude.
Literally polar opposites, but it's so funny because it's still like...
And then I go, okay, I'm going to go to sleep now.
We're literally...
And then I wake up and I go, I'm fucking on.
Yeah.
Like, check the emails, do this, blah, blah, blah.
It's crazy. If you think about it, we both start at one point. There's the finish line of the day, and we just go left, right.
That's what I like to call yin and yang.
Yin and yang. Yin yang.
Which one do you want to be?
Yang.
All right. Yang gang. Let's go.
Yin yang twins.
I almost opened for them.
True, out here. When we were living in Mass.
That would have been a bad
That would have
idea.
been fire.
Would have been horrible.
Would have been a great look for the brand. For the Reese McFly brand.
What a fucking mess that was.
That was great. We got any IG? Oh, nobody on... We got a couple people that had chimed in on comments over there on the
What's up, dudes?
IG Live.
Here's a cue from A. Mendoza. That name sounds familiar. I think they follow me too, or maybe I know them personally. Anyways, all caps, meaning they mean business.
Yes.
You know what this is?
No, but big business, all caps.
Will breakfast is served ever come
I knew
back?
that question was coming. I do remember that. One. Oh, that's such a... I get random people that DM me about that. And I'm
Bro,
like,
because
dude,
people
I'm
ask
just
me,
like, chill.
and I go, DM Bob. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. It's like unbelievable. Yo, honestly, I don't know.
I guarantee you, anyone that you get to ask that is through via my DMs.
100%.
I just go, ask this dude.
100%. Maybe one day. I'll never say it won't come back. I think the concept is great. I think the branding is great. Like,
that shit was funny.
It was amazing for the 3-4 months that we did it. It was just at a time when I was trying to double down on this. So I won't say that it won't come back. I think the concept was great.
Yeah.
And
it would also be way harder because Steve's never on a consistent.
Now it's different.
You know?
And now it's completely different. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Because he was working baggage. And now he's
so
a
it was
flight
like,
attendant.
okay, Wednesday morning we would do
Probably it just wouldn't even, at this point it wouldn't work. But you never know.
Here's the thing. Me and you got to do something down the road.
Definitely.
Like something creative together. We'll figure it out.
Bob Dylan show?
No. I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, that'd be fire. So basic, the name.
I knew you were going to say that.
But what do you mean, though? Like a podcast or?
I don't know.
I mean, unless you could think of something different, I think a show like this would be fire.
Yeah, definitely.
But I don't know what it would be, like the concept.
I don't know. Anyways.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about this after the podcast.
Indeed. Bad Color Music says, rumor on the streets is that you've been perfecting that infamous beard since you were a toddler.
Jesus Christ.
Can you confirm or deny this?
Confirm. Straight out the womb. Ask my mother. Next question.
This is all lies because we just talked about it. You didn't have it till you were 16.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So much for authenticity.
Yeah, it's so much for authenticity. Great beard, though. Yeah, we're not going to spend too much time on the beard. I mean, we talked about it so much, but it is a lifestyle. Shout out to Bad Color.
It's a good cue, though.
Yeah,
it
great cue.
It means...
Hey, appreciate it.
It means he's paying attention to the content.
Yes.
He's engaged.
Yes. Very appreciative of that.
Shouts out to you. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, Jason Loves says, what is the full story about how your partnership with Drink Mati energy drink came to be about?
Ooh, good question. Who was that? What was the guy's name?
Jason Loves or Jason Loves?
Shout out to Jason. Yeah, so long story short, I don't want to say anything too specific name-wise or anything related. I'm just going to give you the summary of it. Essentially, I was reached out to by somebody on the Mati team. Shout out to my man, Jacob. I will say that. He was a fan of the podcast, of the content, and he was at a position to build out influencing relationships with creators. And he fortunately saw the value in what I was making and wanted me to be the first Mati partnership they had ever done. So we structured out a really good deal, worked for both parties. I made them some content. We cross-branded promotion, cross-promoted the brand. I think that's what I meant to say. But I don't even know what I'm saying. But yeah, it worked out really well. It was a 2-month partnership, and it was great because it was the first time I was able to create some content for a brand. And honestly, really what was amazing about it was that, one, the product made sense.
Right.
Healthy hustlers, go-getters. They had 0-calorie, zero-sugar energy drinks. They were about fueling the healthy hustlers. Boom, me.
It aligned with your audience.
Yes, it aligned so
who
with the
that
audience.
Is striving to be.
It won on every. There wasn't, I'm getting a better deal. They're getting a better deal. It was a win-win-win across the board for everyone that was involved. But like I said, it was a 2-month partnership. Right now, this moment in time, that contract hasn't ended, but I do see potentially something that could come in the future. So we'll see what happens. But shout out to Jacob at Mati for making that all possible. But that's long story short of how that relationship came about. I will say this, and it's been something that I recognized from the very beginning. And I even had somebody the other day ask me, like, well, why don't you just get more partnerships? It's like, yo, if it was that easy, clearly we'd all want to do it. But a couple
things.
The
same people ask me why I haven't got a drink feature.
Exactly. I will say this.
It's like, oh, dude, good idea.
Yeah.
Never thought of this.
Dude, you haven't got a Drake feature? I've always just I understood that I need to create the best content possible, and then brands that see the value in it are going to come to me. I'm not going to waste my time trying to pitch brands to see the value in what I'm creating. I want them to see what I'm creating and want to be part of it. And then I have the leverage. And then I have the leverage because they want to be part of something that is running. And I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and waste my time trying to pitch brands. Yeah. I know the long play of this once again. So to me, anybody that's out there that's creating or doing anything, don't worry and try to you can't spend too much time trying to build relationships
Yeah.
and try to like reach out to brands to give you money. It's just like, yo, focus on your craft.
I think that's what anything creative.
100%.
You just have to make what you do. You have to be good at it.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to be really good at it.
And guess what?
It's like if you like just started making music for like 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
it's like your Instagram traction is not where it should be or where you want it to be, or you know you haven't toured a bunch, you haven't done anything really super notable.
Yeah.
And then someone's just like, yo, you should just email every booking agent and just try to get a booking agent, because then you'll go.
Yeah.
You're gonna send 500 emails to people. They're gonna look at what you're doing and just be like, okay,
Yeah.
it's not time, or we wouldn't know who you are. If you're gonna bring our company value,
Yeah.
we would know.
Yeah.
So just make good ass music.
Yeah.
You know, and
That's
just do as much as you can by yourself, and people are gonna see it, and they're gonna reach out to you, and you're gonna do shit.
And then you're
It's the same concept.
Exact same concept.
You're not just gonna be throwing Hail Marys.
No.
You know,
I don't have time
especially
for
if
that.
it's like, it's one thing to throw Hail Marys for guests,
Yeah.
because that's
That's a
gonna
whole
pay out.
different. That's a whole different.
But it's like, oh yeah, let me, you know, look how good I'm doing. Like,
yeah. No.
Like,
No.
let's work together.
I'd rather spend.
like,
I'd rather spend all that time and energy on just creating more content, and that's just how it's been from the jump. But
Yeah.
Shout out to Mati, because that was a really dope partnership, and I appreciate them for finding the value in it.
Hell yeah.
Is that it?
And I stole one of the grapefruit ones out the fridge
Nice.
yesterday.
How'd it taste?
It was great.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. So just wanted to confess to you here on the pod.
Damn.
You're one drink short, dude.
Yeah, that's fire. And any other questions? Is that it?
There was a couple that don't make any damn sense. So we're just gonna
That's it.
cut it there.
Damn. Let's see. We're coming. We're.
We had some kid asking to move into our house. So
Yeah, I saw that question. I remember seeing that.
got no space for you, pal.
Unless you're looking to pay the full rent,
I'm down.
we can make room.
We'll squeeze you in.
Yeah. Well,
You could sleep under my bed, dude.
yeah, we could definitely squeeze you in.
And then Connor Hobart, your cousin, asked if it was cold outside.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
Which I don't really understand. That.
I didn't understand that one, but I think he was trying to make a joke that we live in LA and I was wearing a long sleeve. But I was in the garage. I don't know if you could tell, Connor, but I was in a studio type environment where it's okay. If I was outside and it was sunny out and I was wearing a long sleeve.
Also, you didn't have a scarf on.
Yeah. So
A
I think he was trying to
long
be funny, but
Connor
won't hear
good
this
try.
either. He won't hear this.
Connor, great try.
Yeah,
But
great try, but he won't hear this.
Next time.
We're wrapping up at 57 minutes.
Holy cow. I
Yeah,
thought this was like 16 minutes.
Time flies when you're having fun. I want you to spend the next 60 seconds and tell people what you got going on for anybody that
Who, me?
Yeah. Because there's for sure going to be somebody that hears this and has no idea who you are.
Well,
There's a chance.
I
There's
take
one
full
person.
offense to that.
Yeah.
Because I'm super famous.
Well, drop what you got going on right
just
now
kidding.
for the next 60 seconds.
My name is Dylan Reese. Me and Bob have been best friends since we were 6 years old. If you couldn't tell by this entire podcast, or somehow just fast forwarded to the 58th minute, we're roommates in LA. We live here. I'm a musician. I make R&B / soul / pop / rap / whatever the hell I want.
Mm-hmm.
Just got off a nationwide tour. You know what I mean? I'm dropping a rap project on the 29th. I don't know when you're putting this out.
This will come out this week. So
It's coming out tomorrow.
Yeah. So
Or
the rap
midnight
project
tonight.
is out now. Rap Dylan.
Gang, Rap Dylan. I don't know. If you like music, go to my Spotify and listen to it. If you hate it, then that's fine. Just DM me and tell me to quit. If you like it, follow my Spotify.
So follow the dude.
Put all my songs on repeat.
Yes.
All night while you sleep on full volume. Wake up your parents.
Yes.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
You guys know
Go
social
follow
media.
him.
Just look at my stuff.
At Dylan Reese Music. Go follow him on Spotify, iTunes, and all that cool stuff. YouTube. Thank you for doing this. This was dope.
No problem. Like I said, I'll send the invoice.
Please do.
I'll probably give you a rate though.
Pretty sure you owe me dinner tonight because I haven't seen the Charlie Rocket Joe Rogan podcast come out. So shout out to Charlie Rocket. We had a bet, and I think I just won it.
Damn.
That's another topic for another time. Thank you guys and gals for listening. Appreciate you guys dropping in the comments. We're definitely going to do more of this in the future. And there's no podcast this week, unfortunately. You probably already knew that.
What?
Yeah, we're taking 2 weeks off.
Why?
Dude,
Oh, yeah, you're going on your little trip.
little trip. Won't say nothing else. All right, we'll catch you guys next time. B.O.B. signing off.
Peace.
See ya.